Did you know that the digital camera was invented by a Kodak engineer himself? Then the real question is, if the future belonged to Kodak, why did the company collapse? Did Kodak fail to see the future, or did it see the future and deliberately ignore it? And the most shocking question of all, can a company be destroyed by its own success? This is not just the story of Kodak. This is a warning for every business, every brand, and every creator. The birth of Kodak, when photography was a luxury. Kodak was founded in 1888 by George Eastman. At that time, photography was limited to professionals and wealthy people. Cameras were heavy, the process was complex, and developing photos was expensive and time-consuming. George Eastman introduced a simple but powerful idea. You press the button, we do the rest. This single line changed photography forever. Kodak introduced roll film, a revolutionary invention. Before that, photographers used glass plates, which were fragile and costly. Kodak's business model was crystal clear: sell cameras cheaply, earn continuously from film, chemicals, and photo printing, very similar to today's printer and ink model. Kodak's golden era. When Kodak meant photography, by the mid-20th century, Kodak wasn't just a company. Kodak was photography itself. People used to say, if it's not Kodak, it's not a picture. Kodak dominated professional photography, journalism, Hollywood, scientific imaging. The company had world-class research labs, global distribution, massive brand trust. By the 1970s, Kodak had become the most powerful imaging company on earth. 1975. The moment that changed everything. This is where the most shocking part of the story begins. In 1975, a Kodak engineer named Steven Sasson invented the first digital camera. That camera had only 0.01 megapixels, captured black and white images, stored photos on cassette tape, took 23 seconds to display one image. The technology was primitive, but the idea was revolutionary. When Steven Sasson showed this invention to Kodak's top management, their reaction was unforgettable. They asked one simple question: does it use film? When the answer was no, the response was even more shocking. Don't tell anyone about this. Why did Kodak suppress digital photography? Kodak was not afraid of digital cameras. Kodak was afraid of losing its own business model. Kodak's main profits came from film rolls, chemical processing, photo printing. Digital cameras meant no film, no processing, printing becoming optional. In simple terms, digital photography would kill Kodak's golden goose. So Kodak convinced itself of one dangerous idea. Digital is the future, but not yet. That not yet decision cost Kodak everything. Fear of cannibalization, afraid of its own product and business. This fear is called cannibalization. It happens when a new product threatens an existing profitable one. Kodak feared that digital cameras would destroy film sales, dealers and photo labs would resist change, profit margins would shrink. As a result, Kodak slowed down digital development, suppressed innovation, created confusing strategies. Instead of leading the future, Kodak tried to delay it. Competitors saw opportunity, not fear. While Kodak hesitated, other companies moved fast. Sony, Canon, Nikon, Fujifilm. Sony launched early digital cameras like Mavica. Canon and Nikon focused on professional digital cameras. Fujifilm made the smartest move of all. Fujifilm understood the risk and invested in digital technology, diversified into healthcare, cosmetics and chemicals. Kodak, on the other hand, remained emotionally attached to film. Kodak's confused digital strategy. Kodak eventually entered the digital market, but the products lacked innovation, the quality was average, the vision was unclear. Kodak tried to protect film while also selling digital cameras. That balance was impossible. The digital world demands speed and bold decisions. Kodak was trapped in legacy systems, old corporate thinking, short-term profit protection. Smartphones. The final blow after 2007. Smartphones changed everything. Cameras became a standard phone feature. Photography turned instant and social. Now, casual users no longer needed cameras. Social media reduced the need for photo printing. Physical photos became optional. Kodak's core business depended on printing, physical photo consumption. Both were collapsing. Kodak entered smartphone imaging too late, while companies like Apple, Samsung, and Sony were already dominating. 2012. Kodak's collapse. In 2012, Kodak filed for bankruptcy. Think about it. The company that defined photography, the company that invented the digital camera, was pushed out of the photography market. After bankruptcy, Kodak sold valuable patents, shut down consumer camera operations, shifted focus to commercial printing and licensing. Why Kodak really failed? In simple terms, Kodak did not fail because it lacked technology. Kodak failed because it delayed the future out of fear. It protected profits instead of innovation. It underestimated changing consumer behavior. Its mindset aged faster than its technology. Kodak's biggest weakness was not hardware. It was decision-making. 5 powerful lessons from Kodak's story. Delaying. The future destroys the future. Today's profit can become tomorrow's disaster. Innovation is a mindset, not just an invention. You must be brave enough to replace your own product. When customers change, businesses must evolve. The final question: Kodak had the future in its hands, but it tried to control the future instead of embracing it. And the future never waits. The real question is not about Kodak anymore. The question is, are we repeating Kodak's mistakes?